Hello everybody, I am Farmer Jeff and I want to extend a great big welcome to Blooms and Berries Fall on the Farm. We're out here in our pumpkin patch today and I have a story for you. I want to share with you how our tiny little pumpkin seeds turn into one of these great big pumpkins. Hey everybody, Farmer Jeff here, and it is late spring. It is the perfect time to plant pumpkins. I want to show you a few tools that we use to get our pumpkin field ready. So one thing that's really important is that we get the biggest tractor that we possibly can to pull our equipment through the field. And this guy has a lot of power to make sure that we make that soil just the perfect home for these little pumpkin seeds. And this piece of equipment back here is called a field cultivator, and it has one job, and that's to make a perfect home for our little pumpkin seeds. Right now, as you can tell, our soil isn't quite right yet. We've got little weeds growing here, and the soil's kind of hard. It'd be hard for a seed to grow in that. So what we want to do is make this soil a really nice soft place. And so it has these shanks that come down underneath the soil. And once those go down, they'll actually vibrate a little bit and loosen that soil up and soften it and turn it over a little bit, making the perfect home for our little pumpkin seeds. So the second step in planting a pumpkin seed is to make sure that they have what they need. And pumpkin seeds, just like all other living things, need food and water. And while we let the rain take care of the water, we do help them with their food. And so this is a really nice fertilizer that we use, and it's got all the nutrients that they could possibly want to grow into great big, healthy orange pumpkins. All right, so it's the big moment. We got our ground worked. It's a perfect home for our seeds. We put a little fertilizer down to make sure they've got all the nutrients that they could possibly need. Now, we bring out the cool stuff. So this is a pumpkin seed planter. I can plant a lot of different seed with it, but it's really special because a pumpkin seed is a little bit of a goofy shape to it. And so this will pick that up using a vacuum method. And we'll show you that here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and dump our seed and get going. I'm going to turn that fan on. It's going to draw a vacuum against that plate, and then as I pull forward, it'll start picking up those seeds from the bottom. And here we are back in our pumpkin patch one more time. Thanks for coming along today as I got to share with you how we worked our soil and made the perfect home for that pumpkin seed. How the pumpkin seed was, we put fertilizer in the soil, the pumpkin seed grew and sprouted and turned into a little baby pumpkin plant. Remember how that pumpkin plant started to grow bigger and bigger, and it put a flower on, and those flowers got pollinated by the bees, at which point they put a little tiny pumpkin on, and that pumpkin was a green pumpkin and grew bigger and bigger and bigger and finally turned orange, where we brings us out here today where we can harvest our pumpkin. Now remember, this is a pumpkin life cycle. So what do you think's inside this great big orange pumpkin? Well, we're going to take a look. And what's really fun about the pumpkin life cycle is that in the middle of this beautiful orange fruit, these very cool seeds. And if you'll remember, we started this whole process with these baby little pumpkin seeds, and we'll be able to do the whole thing next year so that you guys can come back and pick even more pumpkins. Thank you so much for coming out today with us. We really appreciate you taking a minute to learn about the pumpkin life cycle and about how we grow pumpkins here at Blooms and Berries Fall on the Farm. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna let you guys go have all the fun you could ever want, and we're gonna get back to work and pick some pumpkins. You guys have a great day.